We have coming up as our last guest. Finally, we are joined by filmmaker and director Debola Ogunshina, a director who has directed over 100 episodes of the popular sitcom Awon Aladunde and Borokini, his short film titled, and I can hear laughing in the back. Stop it! And the winner is, by the way, that's the title of the short film. Now, it was the most outstanding Nigerian short film at the 2019 Abuja International Film Festival, and he will be making his cinematic debut with the movie Mofe, which we're going to talk about here today. You are welcome, Bola. Woohoo! First off, once anybody comes here with dreads, I always have to start the show by saying, love the dreads.
Oh,
now that we're done with that, let's talk about your film project, your directing, and all of that. You are fantastic, to say the least. We just saw a couple of your work, and hey, congratulations on the project that's coming.
Thanks.
We'll talk about all of that. Okay. But first off, let's talk about your efforts as a creative, basically. And let's start with your short film. And the winner is.
Yes.
You were telling me about it from earlier. What's the premise of it all?
So it's simple. 3 writers have just won the awards for Best Original Screenplay. So they are presented just one statue. So the idea is who takes it home. The first one had the idea. The second person wrote the script, and the third person edited. So the 3 of them have the rights to it.
It's a Nigerian problem. It's kind of like a King Solomon type of instance where let's divide it. You take the head, I take the torso, you take
especially when there is no contract.
Yeah. Now that's something that's very, very interesting in the Nigerian environment when it comes to creatives. Often people do favors like, let me do this for you, let me do that for you. And if anything comes out of it, you wonder, how is it going to be prorated across all the different creatives that put their hands together? How do you people, as a director yourself, how would you handle such an instance?
I mean, the problem is, as artists, so the problem is you are moved by the passion more. And I think until you realize that, you have to settle certain agreements, you have to discuss certain agreements, until you realize that you just be moved by passion. You continue to let passion move you, and that may lead you into a ditch.
I can imagine.
You have an agreement. Okay, if I write this, what do I get?
Yeah.
So it's a well-known saying that, I mean, it's not a saying. It's a well-known idea that artists pushing the work first. Then they discuss business.
Yeah.
So these days, certain people have realized that you have to think of the business.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. So creating sitcoms in Nigeria, how arduous is that task? Is it easy? I've been in the set of a sitcom before, and I see the amount of work that goes into it. Shooting in blocks, for instance, and all of that. How have you overcome any challenges when it comes to that?
So I've directed about 10 seasons of Awon Aladunde.
That's a lot.
Family First. And I just did one recently, Man Pikin. So I think, and I started as a TV director. I mean, I started as a stage director, then I moved to TV. So TV, there is no time.
Yeah.
So you have to deliver. So time is of the essence. So you want to get everything right in the minimum available time. So you are used, the character, you know the characters, you studied your Bible, you know everything, and you know that these scenes may not be arranged chronologically. So you know that, so you have to read all the episodes.
Yeah, wow.
Read all the episodes before you even direct the first scene.
Wow, so you know where it's going.
So you know that this person, whatever scene you're shooting now, is from episode, from a certain episode.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but I mean, it's a good way to learn.
I can imagine.
It's a very good way to learn.
I can imagine. Let's talk about your upcoming project, Mofe, which we saw a clip of, and I bet we're still going to show you a couple of clips from that one. Now, what is Mofe about? So
Mofe is simple. It's the story of a frustrated couple who rests the planning of their wedding on the promises of a distant uncle.
Oh, okay.
Nigerian problem.
Nigerian problem, exactly. Wow. And this goes on into different little instances here and there. Or was it a total disappointment? Oh, you don't want to spoil it for us?
No, I don't.
I understand. But one thing I noticed from the preview, which we showed, was the attention to detail that was put into it. There's something about Nigerian products now when it comes to creativity, when it comes to the film industry, that they're beginning to note that all these little things, like the lighting, the sets, the everything, they go a long way to pushing it as a very, very big or very standard product. And I can see a lot of that in your work for Mofe.
Thank you.
Mofe. It's beautiful. How did you realize, or what should we expect from it, from Mofe and Mofe?
So it's a Yoruba film, and as against the general notion that Yoruba films are, certain people think Yoruba films have low technical, you know.
I get you now.
So when I wanted to make Mofe and Mofe, I wanted it to look like the biggest film in the country.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a Yoruba film, but I mean, Yoruba is just a language. You know, we see Indian films.
Yeah, exactly.
We see foreign films.
Exactly.
We see Mexican films.
Yeah.
People sit to watch some of these shows on TV. You
and
know
they
them.
spare no,
You know,
they spare no expense when it comes to presenting it as a standard product. So why should we?
And TK, Tunde Kelani, has been making great Yoruba films for as long as we know. So why try to think?
Skimp on the details.
Know, I mean, so when I wanted to make Mofe and Mofe, I wanted to put everything in it. You know, all the right recipe must be in the film.
Who's in the film, by the way?
Lateef Adedimeji is in the film.
Of course, we love him. He was here a couple of weeks ago, last week, if I'm
Yeah.
mistaken.
Lateef Adedimeji, Jumoke Detola, she was here as well.
Yes, she was.
Jaye Kuti, Jide Kosoko.
Him, yeah.
Tope Tedela.
Wow, that's a big
he's
cast.
nice.
That's a big cast. How much is this costing you?
A lot.
And are you expecting to get that money back?
Yes, I am. I mean, I've been getting a lot of good reviews from the trailer alone.
Okay.
So, I'm a man of faith.
Nice. Faith has to go in there someplace. But when it comes to recuperating whatever has been put in Nigeria, is it just faith alone that a director has to rely on, or
no?
Do you have to run around for your money at the end of the day?
That is why we have such a huge cast. You know, that's why we have the likes of these people in the film, so that, you know, people relate with the family more.
Yes.
I mean, I could get random actors.
You could get
I'll get
Instagram
you.
skit makers.
Get you.
Your money, your movie might not make it that far. But tell you what, we want to see that trailer again, because we want to check out the cast, especially for the movie, and see some of those little details that we're talking about just here. The trailer for Mofe and Mofe. When we get back, we'll throw you in the kitchen, we'll feed you, and then we'll toss you out. No, I don't mean it like that. Let's check out the trailer. We'll be back.